One of the things I've noticed this year that actually has absolutely nothing to do with Donald Trump, if you can believe it, is that Paul Ryan is either the dumbest or the smartest person in Washington, D.C. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and side with the fact that Paul Ryan is absolutely the dumbest person in Washington, D.C. Here's my most recent evidence to support my conclusion here. Paul Ryan has been tweeting incessantly in recent weeks about the need to reform our tax code. Our tax code, ladies and gentlemen, according to Paul Ryan, is killing small businesses. Small businesses are going out of business because of our tax code. And you know why? Paul Ryan lays that out for us. Because our tax code has not been updated since 1986. And in order to drive that point home, Paul Ryan has been tweeting out pictures. Sometimes it's a picture of a camera from 1986 compared to a picture of 2017, and he'll say something like, cameras have come a long way since 1986, but our tax code hasn't. Sometimes he does it with phones. He shows an old rotary telephone next to an iPhone. Says phones have come a long way since 1986, but our tax code hasn't. You know what else hasn't come a long way since 1986, Paul Ryan? And this is why you're the dumbest person in DC. Your talking points. You are literally trying to sell the country the exact same policies that were sold to us in 1986. In fact, they actually came to us in 1981 from Ronald Reagan in the form of trickle-down economics, because that is all that your tax plan is. It is not about helping small businesses navigate a complicated tax code. It's about giving massive giveaways to the top 1%. That is all that your tax plan does. Average working families in the United States will get an extra $40 a year from Paul Ryan's tax code, tax reform, tax break, whatever you want to call it. $40 a year. You make more than $3 million a year, you're getting well over $100,000 back. That's not even a proportional amount here, folks. But that's what this tax plan does. It gives everything to the people who already have everything and gives nothing to the people who actually need something. Paul Ryan doesn't care. Paul Ryan is trying to sell this country trickle-down economics every day. And it's a policy that, when enacted in the 1980s, sent us into a massive recession. It's a policy that, when enacted during the Bush administration in the early 2000s, sent us into a recession. And it is a policy that, if enacted today, will, you guessed it, send us into a recession. Every time it's been tried, it sends us into recession. So Paul Ryan wants to talk a big game about things that have been updated since 1986. Well, how about updating your policies? How about updating your party platform? How about updating your talking points? Because you pulled those straight out of the 1980s Ronald Reagan playbook, and they don't work anymore because the American public is not as stupid as you are. You might think that they are, but trust me, they're not. Nobody's buying your stupid lies about trickle-down economics anymore. And more importantly, nobody's buying your lies about the fact that small businesses are going out of business because of the tax code. I challenge anyone watching this video to send me definitive proof of any business in this country that is ever, a small business, that has ever gone out of business due 100% to our tax code. 100% because of the tax code. Not because they weren't making enough money, not because they were corrupt as hell, not because they couldn't keep employees, but because of the tax code. That's the only reason they went out of business. Somebody please send me information on any small business that happened to, and maybe I'll come out and apologize to Paul Ryan. But you're not going to be able to do it. I know, I've looked. I've looked long and hard for this stuff, and it doesn't exist. And that is why, at least in my opinion, Paul Ryan is clearly the dumbest person in Washington, D.C. Not just because of his policies, but because he thinks the rest of the country is as stupid as he is, and we're not. If you're thinking about subscribing to our channel, I strongly encourage you to do that. But if you're not thinking about subscribing, I would encourage you to start thinking about it, and then once you're thinking about it, actually go and do it. You can see the subscribe button right there on the screen, or if you're watching on a different platform, go to youtube.com/theringoffire.